The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Mabuhay and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms a community that sees all things new. This is King Gonzalez streaming live from Quezon City, and you guys are watching episode 6, season 3 of Realty Realities. A good Saturday afternoon to everybody. Isa pong mainit na Sabado. Alam nyo kung ano pa ang mainit ngayong Saturday? Kayo. Mainit! You guys are hot because you are watching Realty Realities. And our sponsors, Robinson's Land Corporation, would like to thank you for doing so, as well as www.spaceformybiz.com. If you're looking for commercial properties, both for sale and for lease, just visit spaceformybiz.com. What else is hot? Our topic is hot. It's still in Facebook pages. It's still in the news. What are we talking about? Estate tax. And that is the reason why we are repeating our show of last week entitled Till Death Do Us Tax, knowing your estate tax responsibility. Because it's still hot. In fact, it's hot that it has reached, the episode last week has already reached 3,000 views as of today. And it's something unusual for Realty Realities because we normally get that for 1 month, no, for an episode to reach 3,000 views. But ito, nangyari in 7 days. And we'd like to thank you for watching that episode. And to those who have not watched it, you're in the right stream because you will learn what estate tax is all about. You know, this afternoon is not about the estate tax of the Marcoses because it's already done and over with. The Supreme Court has already made a decision back in 1997 that the tax assessment of the BIR for 23 billion estate tax is already final and unappealable. So hindi po yan ang discussion natin at hindi rin po namin discussion for this afternoon how it ballooned to 203 billion. Yun yung na-float sa media ngayon eh. We will try to have a separate episode, mahabang usapan yan, just to work on the calculations how it reached 203. So today is all about, just like last Saturday, is all about estate tax at ano ang halaga nito to you and to me. Ano ba ang halaga ng estate tax? Ano ito? Ano ang proseso ng pag-a-assess? At kung hindi po tayo, no, ordinary citizens of the Philippines, hindi po natin kayang mabayaran, ano po ba ang possible remedies? Ano po ba? Susulat po ba tayo sa BIR to ask for consideration? Diba? So that, or those things are things that we will learn in this episode, or what we call Hot Topic, live on replay. Alright? Kasi this is something important because estate tax is something that we will encounter. May encounter natin yan. Paano? Kapag napagmanahan po tayo ng ari-arian ng yumao nating magulang, ng yumao nating lolo, or ng yumao nating mga ninong at ninang. At yan ay dapat nating paghandaan. You know, in one of our group chats sa simbahan, no, nabanggit na ang estate tax nga pala is something that you can prepare for. And there are insurance companies that offer mga insurance for estate tax preparation. So maraming salamat to Sister Mai Puno, as well as si Brother Danny Shaw sa pagpapaalala sa amin sa yon. Estate tax, no? Why is it also important? Well, kasi nga merong kumbaga this is a cost component. Pero dapat ang tinitingnan natin ay hindi yung cost component, kundi dahil magbabayad tayo ng estate tax dahil mabibiyayaan tayo ng ari-arian or mapapamanahan tayo ng property. Kaya po tayo magbabayad ng estate tax. Baka mapangunahan ko, no? Pero let me just stress it also that this is not a tax that is imposed on the deceased person. Kasi namatay na nga siya. So bakit mo siya tataksan? It is a tax that is imposed on the privilege of mga heirs para ma-own o maging ari-arian nila yung ipinapamana sa kanila. Okay? I won't explain it to you guys because we have our special guests. No? Who are they? They are both brokers, real estate brokers like myself. They're also tax professors and they're tax experts because their practice as lawyers of Guevara, Mamaleteo, and Mamaleteo Law Office is for practice of taxation. Sino yan? Without further ado, let's bring back again Attorney Ernie Guevara and Attorney MJ Mamaleteo Husay. Ano nga ba yung estate tax?
Well, estate tax, no, and I think it's a byword now, is actually there is a misconception. No? I'll start with the misconception. It is not a tax on property. It is not a tax on the person who died, or we call it in law insistent. Okay, but it is a tax on the privilege of transferring the property to the heirs. So ito ay isang buwis sa paglilipat ng mga ari-arian sa mga tagapagmana ng yumao o namatay. Hindi mo maililipat ang mga ari-arian, like kung halimbawa ay gusto mo siyang ibenta, you cannot sell the property if you don't pay the corresponding taxes for those. That's why we encounter transactions wherein they cannot sell or they have to do an extrajudicial settlement, no, before they can sell the property.
I see. Yun nga kasi ako sa intro ko pa lang kanina, 'di ba? It sounded like it's a tax that you impose on the deceased. No, but thank you. Ito ay tax sa pagta-transfer ng anong tama? Pagta-transfer ng rights, pagta-transfer ng titulo, anong term yung ginamit mo, Attorney Ernie?
Transfer of property. The privilege transferring the property.
Transfer of the property.
Pag sinabi mo na property, and I think Attorney Joy will agree, it concerns all the property, no, that are being inherited, no, be they real property or personal property, like personal shares of stock, no, or the right to the property.
Personal property would even pertain to, say for example, vehicles. That's part of it.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Shares of stock. No?
Yeah. And that's also a misnomer because ako nga, ngayon ko lang narinig sorry guys. Ngayon ko lang siya narinig na estate tax is also for personal belongings or personal properties, no? Okay. Sige. Sino ba ang nagbabayad niyan? Patay na yung yung halimbawa, real estate yan. The person has already passed away. Sino ang magbabayad?
Okay. Yung estate tax, no, it is a tax nga. It is a type of transfer tax that is imposed, no, not on the property of the estate, but on the privilege of the deceased person or the decedent. We call him the decedent, to transfer all his properties to his heirs or beneficiary. Now, the person liable for estate tax will be the executor or the administrator of the estate, no? Sila yung primarily liable sa payment niyan, no? So, kung ikaw, tagapagmana ka, heir ka, or beneficiary ka sa last will or testament of a deceased person, then you may also be subsidiarily liable for the payment of estate taxes, but your liability will be proportionate lang dun sa share na mamanahin mo from the decedent. So, primarily, ang liable for estate tax is the executor or the administrator. Now, yung heirs or any beneficiary can also be made subsidiarily liable for the payment of estate tax, but it's only proportionate to the share of such heir dun sa estate. So sila ang responsible to pay the estate taxes due.
So, okay, parang natakot ako bigla na maging administrator. Halimbawa, paano napipili yun? Of becoming the administrator?
Oo. Ang administrator, pwede ka namang appointee, no? Pwede kang appointed. Let's say may last will and testament yung decedent, pwede kang appointed, no, by the testator. Or kung wala naman, you died yung decedent, namatay without a last will or testament, pwede naman any of the heirs can be appointed. You can choose among yourselves sino ba yung pwedeng maging executor or administrator of the estate.
Okay.
So,
and then what I got, sorry Attorney Joy. And then what I got from what you said earlier, na yung estate is proportionate, 'di ba? Kung halimbawa, limang magkakapatid kayo, yung yung estate tax na babayaran, dapat paghahati-hatian nyo. Tama?
Well, ang una talagang ginagawang liable ng government is yung executor or administrator. Ngayon, kung hindi mo mahabol yung executor or administrator, pwede mo ngayon habulin yung lahat ng heirs or beneficiaries nung estate, no, nung decedent, para dun sa proportionate share niya dun sa estate. So, may choices yung government. Sino ba ang hahabulin mo? First, ang first choice mo is yung executor or administrator. Ngayon, kung hindi mo mahabol kagad yung executor or administrator, subsidiarily liable nga yung any heir or beneficiary dun sa proportionate share niya dun sa estate. So, meron kang pwedeng habulin.
Okay. Well, now that you're in the topic of 'di ba, kung sino yung liable or sino yung hahabulin for it. Let's say for example, the taxpayer doesn't pay. What does BIR do? For whatever reason, 'di ba? Kasi maaari naman niyang wala silang pera, 'di ba? Or wala, nakaligtaan lang, 'di ba? So, what does BIR do in such cases where the taxpayer does not pay the estate tax?
Okay. Pagdating dyan sa payment, sa non-payment ng estate taxes, si Attorney Erdy will gladly tell us what the government or what the BIR can do in order to be able to collect, no, assess and collect the estate tax due. Ernie.
Nice. Attorney Ernie. You're on mute, attorney. Yan. Good.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe before we go to the issue on the collection, no? Although everything or everybody's excited to hear how the BIR may collect the tax, no?
Yep.
I think first thing first, the BIR should make an assessment. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yan.
So I think the important thing is if as Attorney Joy said, no, the persons liable, they should file the corresponding estate tax return, no? And I think it will be discussed also by Attorney Joy. There are certain periods under the law and under the regulations na dapat sundin ng mga taxpayer para hindi sila magbayad ng penalties, no? And malaki yung penalties. Okay. Now, kung hindi mag-file or magbayad ng buwis yung mga nararapat na magbayad ng buwis, the BIR also under the law has a recourse, no, to make an assessment, and even under the previous law to file the tax return, in particular the estate tax return on behalf, no, of the heirs. Okay. So halimbawa lang hindi nag-file or nag-file pero kulang, merong assessment yung tinatawag na pwedeng gawin ng BIR to determine, no, the correct amount of taxes to be paid by the heirs or the executor or the administrator. At yung paggawa ng assessment na yon, it applies to all kinds of taxes to be paid, no? There are brokers watching here, self-employed professionals, no? And I think if you've encountered or if you've given a letter of authority by the BIR, that commences the investigation made by the BIR. And pareho rin yun sa estate tax. Kung hindi ka nagbayad, pwede kang habulin ng BIR at may period na pwedeng gawin iyon ng BIR. Okay? So, papadalhan ka ng letter of authority or kung may i-final ka, titingnan niya kung tama ang final mong return. Okay? Ngayon, kung hindi...
Sorry, attorney. Parang ano din yan? Parang income tax return, di ba? Na magpa-file ka kung anong kinita mo, tapos pag-aaralan muna ng BIR kung, totoo ba? Ganito lang ang kinita mo? O, ay, ganito pala kinita mo. Di ba? Then they will react to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
okay. Go ahead.
Pag may nakita silang mali o kulang, ikaw ay tatawagin ng BIR, bibigyan ka ng notification para may pagkakataon kang magpaliwanag kung bakit tama ang i-final mong tax return or yung ibinayad mong buwis. Kung hindi pa mag-agree yung BIR, ngayon, mag-i-issue sila sa iyo ng preliminary assessment notice. No? Before that, may mga iba pang procedure. But the main one is the preliminary assessment notice. So, explain ka na naman, kung hindi pa rin satisfied, mag-i-issue siya ng final assessment notice or yung formal letter of demand and final assessment notice. Now, we call that FLD-FAN. Okay? Ngayon, ang tandaan natin, pag tayo ay nakatanggap kahit ordinaryong taxpayer, halimbawa tayong mga professionals, kailangan sagutin natin within 30 days yan. Merong mga itinakdang period, no, ang batas, para sagutin mo. Kasi kung hindi mo sinagot, talo ka. Magiging final and executory yung assessment na ibinigay sa iyo ng BIR. At itong prinsipyo na ito ay mag-a-apply din sa estate tax, no? As we will illustrate later.
Oh, okay. Final and executory. You mentioned those two important words. But this is final and executory as far as BIR is concerned. Dun sa sinite mo, no? Okay. Sige.
And even with respect to the taxpayer. Remember, ang importante, pag ina-assess ka ng BIR o nagbibigay ng buwis na kailangan mong bayaran, kailangan sumunod sila sa procedure or what we call due process. Okay? Yun yung importante doon.
Sige, okay. Yung pagsisend ng notice ng BIR, ano ba yan? Is that sent through email? Is that sent through snail mail? How is it? How, diba? Kasi, gusto ko malaman kasi in the future, that will happen to me. Right? So, ano ba yan? Papadala ba yan sa email or mag-aantay ba ako sa kartero? How is it delivered?
May mga itinakdang pamamaraan ang batas at ang BIR regulations, no? How to serve these notices, no? One could be personal delivery. Yun talagang bibisitahin ka ng mga examiner sa opisina mo o sa bahay mo kung saan ang registered address mo para matanggap mo yung sulat nila. Pwede rin yung sinasabi mo na sa pamamagitan ng registered mail. Pwede rin yun. Or pwede rin constructive notice. Pag hindi ka o ayaw mong i-receive, may recourse ang BIR, iiwan niya yon in accordance with the procedure kung saan ka nandoon para parang natanggap mo rin yung notice na ibinigay sa iyo ng BIR.
Kasi alam naman natin na tayo mismo, pinagdadaanan natin yan, di ba? Na, hindi naman namin natanggap eh. Di ba? Hindi naman namin natanggap yung notice. Or minsan sa Meralco. Talaga ba? Bakit nyo kami pinutulan? Wala naman kami na-receive na, na billing statements, no? So, we sometimes use that as an excuse, which is not acceptable, definitely. So ngayon, okay, you've mentioned earlier, no? Sabi mo, let's not proceed to hindi nakapagbayad or hindi nagbayad because we talk about the assessment first, which you've mentioned already that there's assessed. Now, there's an assessment, nakuha ko na ito yung babayaran ko. Pero, either ayoko lang bayaran or wala akong pambayad. Ano ngayon ang gagawin ng BIR?
Dun
Now,
tayo.
ngayon,
Si Attorney Joy.
Okay. Kung yung taxpayer naman, King, he is not left without any recourse. So let's say, yung taxpayer, talagang wala naman siyang pangbayad. No? And let's start with this. Kailan mo ba dapat bayaran kasi yung estate tax mo? Under the train law kasi, yung current na estate tax law natin, ang period within which to pay the estate tax, kailangan mabayaran yan within 1 year from the date of death of the decedent. Ngayon, kung hindi mo yan nabayaran within 1 year from the date of death, yun yung possible na magkakaroon ka na ngayon ng mga penalties, or if you fail to file the return, yan yung sinasabi ni Attorney Ernie, na pwede kang ma-assess ng BIR. Now let's say you have undergone the assessment process, tapos ikaw willing ka naman magbayad. It's just that let's say, supposing wala ka talagang pambayad, di ba? Even if you're willing to pay, kung wala ka naman pambayad, may recourse ka pa rin naman as a taxpayer. No?
Okay.
Pwede mong i-avail yung legal compromise na tinatawag under the tax code. Now, pwede naman na ang bayaran mo lang is 10%, at least 10% of the basic tax assessment, yung estate tax na in-assess sa'yo, no? 10% of that on the ground na may financial incapacity yung taxpayer. Or it's also possible na mag-avail ka ng legal compromise wherein you offer to pay the BIR at least 40% of the basic tax due based on the doubtful validity naman ng assessment ng BIR. So those are the two grounds that you may avail of in order to settle your estate tax liability, no? So, pwede naman yun 10% based on financial incapacity or at least 40% based on doubtful validity ng assessment. Kumbaga, kung kini-question ng taxpayer yung grounds or yung assessment of the BIR, pwede naman siya mag-offer, pwede bang 40% na lang ng basic estate tax due yung bayaran ko para na lang matapos. Para na lang ma-settle yung liability. Diba? So, that's one option na pwedeng i-avail ng taxpayer.
But still, under the train law, Attorney Joy, the taxpayer should get in touch with BIR within the 1-year period ng pagkamatay ni Papa or ni kung sino man yan, ano? Tama?
Oo. So that's correct, no? Under the train law, yan kasi yung current estate tax law natin, no? Under the train law, the heirs is given 1 year from the date of death of the decedent in order to settle the estate tax liability. Ngayon, one principle also that we have to understand about estate taxation is yung rule that yung statute, yung estate tax statute that was enforced during the time of death of the decedent, siya yung mag-govern ng rules on the estate tax settlement. No? So kung, let's say, ang date of death is 2018.
Yes.
No? 2018 is the time when the train law became effective. So kung 2018 ang date of death ng decedent, ang applicable sa kanyang law is the train law. Now, supposing 1989 ka namatay. 1989. So ang sabi natin, ang principle in estate taxation is the statute in force at the time of death ng decedent will be applied. So kung 1989 ka naman namatay, no, ang i-apply sa yung law was the estate tax law na applicable noong 1989, no? So, 1989 ng year of death mo, ang applicable sa iyo yung 1977 tax code natin. Ganun yung principle dyan.
Okay. Sige. Nandun ka na sa train law, but I think we haven't mentioned mga percentages. So, ko lang. Ngayon, kapag somebody passes away, magmamana, how much is the estate tax that has to be paid under the train law?
Yung full amount, no? I-declare mo when you file the estate tax return, you have to declare kung ano yung known estate of the decedent, no? And that will be the basis for the computation of the estate tax due. So kapag nakompitan ka na kung magkano yung estate tax due, yun yung dapat bayaran mo. Now, ang magandang introduction sa train law is ina-allow na ngayon under the train law na ma-extend yung period within which to pay. So kung under meritorious circumstances, no, yung commissioner ng BIR finds that there will be undue hardship on the estate or the heirs, the commissioner of the BIR can allow the extension of time to pay, no? So pwede niyang i-extend up to a maximum of 5 years kung yung estate was judicially settled, or up to 2 years yung extension and time to pay kung extrajudicially settled. Yung isa pang magandang introduction ng train law is the option to pay on installment, ha? So pwede kang magbayad ng installment if the cash of the estate is insufficient to cover the estate tax. So, syempre, kukumpitan ka na kasi niyan kung magkano yung estate tax due mo. Ngayon, kung insufficient yung cash ng estate to settle the estate tax liabilities, pwedeng magbayad on installment up to 2 years without penalty and interest. Those are the good changes introduced by the train law, no, sa ating estate taxation.
At saka, attorney, parang hindi ko narinig sa'yo, pati yung 6% na lang siya compared to the graduated percentages of the past law, no?
Yes, that's right. So, under the train law, ginawang single rate na lang yung estate tax, which is 6%. Prior to the train law kasi, graduated rates pa yan from 5% to 20% yung estate tax. Oo. So, ang laki, di ba? So, yung reduction of the estate tax rate to a single rate na 6%, malaking bagay yan. Malaking bagay yan for the taxpayers.
Sige. And then, I don't know if Attorney Ernie or Attorney Joy will answer. Ano naman yung tax amnesty na sinasabi natin? Because maaring marami sa mga viewers natin, well, we have 78 live viewers, so thank you for streaming live and hearing from us the discussions about estate tax. So yan, yung tax amnesty, baka merong gustong i-apply ang amnesty na yan dyan sa mga 78 na yan.
Attorney Ernie, do you want estate, ikaw ba? Do you want to discuss yung estate tax amnesty? Naka-mute ka, you're on mute.
Naka-mute ka, Attorney.
Yeah, it's okay, Attorney Joy. You can discuss the estate tax. Kahit nakapikit, si Attorney Joy can discuss that, pati ang extrajudicial settlement.
Ang babait ng mga guests kong attorneys, diba? Nagbibigayan sila, di ba?
Yung estate tax amnesty naman, that's also another option that may be currently availed of by the taxpayer, no? The estate tax amnesty originally may be availed of only from June 15, 2019 up to June 15, 2021. But nakita kasi ng government, and especially since tinamaan din kasi during the time of the pandemic yung availment period of the estate tax amnesty, it was extended. The period of availment was extended to another 2 years. So ngayon mga viewers, kung meron pa kayong mga unsettled estate tax liabilities covering the estate of decedents, no, who died on December 31, 2017 or prior years, pwede kang mag-avail ng estate tax amnesty, no? Pwede kang mag-avail ng estate tax amnesty wherein the estate tax rate that will be imposed on the estate is only 6%. 6% lang, and mawawala ang mga penalties, no? So
paulit nga, Attorney MJ, kailan yung deceased na namatay? Anong date?
Ang covered na mga estates, estate tax amnesty, are the estates of the decedents who died December 31, 2017 or prior to that. So hanggang December 31, 2017. So kung ang decedent namatay on or up to December 31, 2017, pwede kang mag-avail ng estate tax amnesty. And the availment period is until June 14, 2023 na lang. No? So, meron pa naman tayo mga more than 1 year to avail of this. But it's better kung meron ka, kung magka-qualify ka naman, ngayon mo na gawin. But you know what, Kim, no? Meron din kasing mga estate na disqualified from availing yung estate tax amnesty. Yung mga disqualified na estate, number one, yun dun sa sinasabi natin, paano kung yung estate na-assess na ng BIR at naging final and executory na yung assessment ng BIR. Now, when the assessment for estate taxes due has become final and executory, ay hindi ka na pwedeng mag-avail ng estate tax amnesty. Disqualified ka na.
Well, now, I will hold your thought there, Attorney MJ, because that is in fact one of our texts from one of our broker friends who said, who asked, kasi yan di ba? Ito bang tax amnesty na to ay pwedeng i-apply sa kaso ng mga Marcoses ngayon? Hold. We will answer that very, very important question after a few reminders from our sponsors. So just hang on to your seats. If you want to go for a break, get your water, get your coffee. We will be right back.
Social media can be overwhelming for entrepreneurs and business owners, and a lot actually struggles with daily content that converts sales. But don't fret. Rise Up Creatives Worldwide is here to help you with daily customizable captions, exclusive photos, and an easy-to-use design studio, all in one digital platform. Plus, monthly masterclasses to help you grow your business with just 5 minutes of investment each day. Join us today. It's time to rise up and be creative.
Okay, you guys are back here at Realty Realities where we're talking about something that's hot. It's a hot topic nowadays, and we call it Till Death Do Us Tax. And it's about you guys, both you and I, knowing about your estate tax responsibility. Opo, meron po kayo, no? Kapag pinagmanahan po kayo at gusto nyo pong mailipat yung pangalan ng titulo na yan sa inyo, this is a blessing because magmamana po kayo. Pero kailangan nyo pong magbayad ng estate tax para ma-proceed po yung paglipat ng pangalan ng titulo na yan, sa inyong pangalan. So earlier, we were talking about what it is, ano po yung proseso ng assessment ng BIR, ano po yung pamamaraan ng pangongolekta nila ng estate tax na yan. At yung mga nag-a-apply sa atin ngayon dahil we are covered by the train law. So updated law po siya regarding taxation for estate tax, no? as well as other taxes. So let's bring back, but before that, we would like to thank for making this episode possible and the other episodes that we have. Maraming salamat po, Robinson's Land Corporation, for putting your trust in Realty Realities on the new channel. And we also like to thank the new channel because it's not just Realty Realities that they're putting on for people to watch. There are also a host of different shows. Ayan po. All of those. Please, for you guys to know which program fits your wants and needs, just visit hashtag TNC now or just type in now. Open ka ng the new channel. At makikita mo po yung different programs that TNC offers. But of course, watch us, Realty Realities, every Saturdays, 4 p.m., just like now. Right, let's bring back our tax experts at saka real estate brokers din po sila. Professors at that pa, attorneys MJ and attorney Ernie. Yan, welcome back. Binitin ko po ang viewers natin, ang 80 now viewers, live viewers, dito sa tanong na to. Is the tax amnesty, diba? Ang amnestia ba ng tax ay applicable sa pinakamainit nating issue ngayon na Marcos estate tax?
Okay. So, ang sagot sa tanong na yan, King, aside kasi from mga estate na meron ng final and executory na assessment ng estate tax, meron pa rin kasing iba na disqualified sa availment ng estate tax. Ano ba yun, King? Yung mga other estates na disqualified from availment ng estate tax, kung yung mga properties nung decedent meron ng pending na case sa appropriate court na under the jurisdiction of PCGG or involved siya sa mga illegal, yung mga ill-gotten wealth, yung properties ng decedent, involved siya sa ill-gotten wealth, or merong violation sa Anti-Money Laundering Act, so involved siya doon. Or meron din na involved yung properties ng estate sa tax evasion. So kapag yung properties ng decedent papasok dyan sa mga may pending cases na filed in the appropriate court, hindi ka na rin pwede mag-avail ng estate tax amnesty. Now, yung dun sa tinatanong mo, applicable ba yan dun sa very controversial na estate at this point? Now, if what we are talking about is yung estate tax liability nitong estate na to, if final and executory na kasi yung assessment dun sa estate na yan, sa decedent na yan. So, since meron ng final and executory na assessment, then disqualified na siya from availing the estate tax amnesty based on that ground, no?
Okay. Okay.
Ah.
Sige. Hindi na, in short, sa batas, hindi na siya applicable dun sa tax amnesty. Diba? Okay. Since hindi na siya applicable, naguguluhan tayo dun sa lumalabas na balita as to what are we going to follow? Is it the 23 billion that was assessed and made final and executory back in, was it 97 or 99? Or yun na float niya yon na 203 billion? At ako nga parang, I scratch my head, paano naman umabot ng gano'n na 203? Attorney Ernie, could you shed some light naman on this?
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's one of the very interesting topics that we have now, Kim, no?
Mm-hmm.
Siguro bago ko sagutin 'yan, no? Backtrack muna tayo a bit, no? Because I've discussed yung kung paano nag-a-assess yung BIR. At kung naging final and executory na, paano naman siya magkukolekta, kukolektahin ng buwis. So halimbawa ay naging final and executory na yung assessment sa yung estate, no? So it's for the BIR to collect already logically, no? At paano siya magko-collect? Sa batas, may tinatawag na warrant of distraint, no? Or levy on real property. Warrant of distraint or levy on real property. Pag sinabi natin warrant of distraint, we're talking about yung mga personal property mo, pwedeng habulin ng BIR. Ano yung mga yan? Kotse mo, shares of stock, at yung pinaka-common ay your bank account, no? Ang tawag doon ng BIR ay i-garnish niya ang iyong bank account. Pwede niyang padalhan ang mga bangko at sabihin ay may utang ka sa BIR, so mapi-freeze yung account mo. And we've handled cases before, no, na even the smallest amount, no, are being run after by the BIR. It's not even millions of pesos. So yun yung una. Ang pangalawa, yung distraint on levy on real property. So pag nakakita siya ng property dun sa estate, ang gagawin niya ay ililevy niya yon o kumbaga, yun ang ipapambayad sa tax mo. Pero hindi outright na bayad, no? Merong procedure na susundin, i-attach yung property mo at ibibenta, tapos may period of redemption hanggang sa hindi mo na na-redeem within 1 year, yun na yung pambayad sa property mo. Ngayon, aside from this, these are civil remedies, no? Yung warrant of distraint or levy, pero pwede rin siya mag-institute ng case, no? These are civil and criminal cases, no? Ibig sabihin, ang BIR ay pwedeng pumunta sa korte at mag-file ng civil cases against the taxpayer na ayaw magbayad. Okay. Now,
wait, singitan kita, Attorney Ernie.
Yeah.
Sorry, sisingitan kita dyan.
Okay.
Meron na ba kayo, halimbawa ni Attorney MJ, na experience na nakasuhan ng BIR dahil sa hindi nila kayang magbayad or hindi sila nagbayad ng kanilang estate tax?
Yung isang case namin, hindi actually kaso, but it was garnished, no? Merong supposedly naging final and executory yung assessment, pinapagbayad siya ng BIR. So nagulat na lang yung taxpayer, sinabihan siya ng bangko na, oy, hindi mo na mawi-withdraw yung pera mo kasi naka-receive siya ng garnishment from the BIR. So ang kailangan gawin ng taxpayer, it's either magbayad siya or i-question yung garnishment, no? I-quash, no? Yung garnishment or yung warrant. Okay.
Kaya ako naitanong kasi, 'di ba, baka masyado tayong nawawala doon sa laki nung sa laki ng issue na nakakalimutan ko na maaaring mangyari sa akin ito. 'Di ba? Kapag hindi ko ginawa ang aking responsibilidad doon sa the future estate tax, na maaaring kapag hindi ko siya nabayaran, pwede siyang lumobo ng lumobo, pwede siyang habulin ng BIR, padala ng sulat, up to yung sinasabi mo nga, criminal Okay.
Okay, King, since kanina pa natin nababanggit yung isang kaso na that is
Yeah, yeah.
currently hugging the headlines,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
siguro idugtong natin dun sa procedure na diniscuss ko.
Mm.
Kasi ang dinidiscuss lang naman natin dito ay kung ano ang nasa batas at regulasyon na kailangang sundin ng BIR at i-apply sa bawat tao regardless kung ano ang status mo sa buhay or stature mo sa buhay, ay kailangang sundin ang batas. Siguro that's what should be clear on, no? What we should be clear upon.
Yeah.
Okay? So dito, sinabi natin, itong example na kanina pa nating sinasabi, and actually merong Supreme Court decision on this, no? It's Ferdinand Marcos, if I can mention it, no, because it's on the record.
Go ahead.
Versus Court of Appeals and Commissioner of Internal Revenue. It's GR number 120880, dated June 5, 997. It's GR number 120880. I've mentioned that so our viewers, no, and our friends can actually check on this because these are not fake news. These are facts. These are the truths, no, as litigated upon in the court. Okay. Ano ba itong if I beg your indulgence, no? Ano ba itong kaso na ito na na-desisyonan ng Supreme Court, ha? It's a final decision by the Supreme Court in 1997. Okay. What is involved or what was involved here actually is a petition for certiorari. Yung nagtanong dito is ang mga Marcos, particularly yung tumatakbo ngayong isang kandidato sa pagka-presidente bilang executor administrator ng estate. Okay. Ang tanong niya, kasi ang nangyari dito ay na-levy. Remember, sinabi ko kanina, na-levy yung real property kasi ang BIR, since final and executory, okay? Let me reiterate. Final and executory ang assessment sa estate. Ang ginawa ng BIR ay magkolekta na. Okay. Just to backtrack a bit, ang BIR kasi ay naggawa ng isang special tax audit team para tingnan hindi lamang ang estate, no, nung ex-president Marcos, but tiningnan din niya ang mga tax returns na ifinal ng mag-asawa habang sila ay nasa gobyerno at ni Mr. Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. So hindi lamang estate ang tiningnan nila doon. Ngayon, in summary, nagkaroon sila ng findings. Let's focus on the estate tax. Nagkaroon ng findings na meron silang liability na 23 billion. Okay? Liability of 23 billion established by the BIR. It's 23 billion plus, actually. Okay. The BIR here followed the procedure. Remember, nabanggit ni Attorney Joy na kung ano ang kinamatayan mo, anong date ka namatay, yun ang mag-a-apply sa iyong batas. So, ang applicable dito is not trained law, as we currently know now, but it's PD 1558, okay? Or the 1977 tax code as amended. So, doon ay allowed ang BIR na mag-file ng estate tax return kung ang mga heirs or executors or administrators did not do so. So, the BIR filed. And based on sa findings na 23 billion, yun ang i-final nila. Okay? At pagkatapos noon, hindi nagprotesta ang mga Marcoses. Walang sagot. Nagpadala ng mga notices ang BIR. Because remember, no, sa pag-assess ng BIR, kailangan i-follow nila ang due process. So nagpadala sa bahay ni Ginang Marcos, nagpadala sa bahay at sa House of Representatives ni Ginoong Marcos. Okay. So, after that, in 1991, they tried to levy certain properties. They issued, I think, at least 20 or more than 20 notices, no? And they were able to levy 11 property in Tacloban. Okay. Now, as to the details, no, it was not discussed in the law. Okay. So, ang tinanong ngayon ni Mr. Marcos nung malevy natin ay he's trying to question the validity of the levy of the real property, no? And it was said that the Court of Appeal said it was valid. So he went straight up to the Supreme Court, no, to question the decision of the Court of Appeals. Thus, the case Ferdinand Marcos versus Court of Appeals, no? And
Yes.
in gist, no, ang sinabi, and I think this is what is really, really important, no, for everyone to know, and for those who care to read the case, is that one important statement by the Supreme Court that said the assessment on the estate tax is final and unappealable. So, tapos na ang boxing. Okay? So, it is inaccurate na pag may naririnig tayo na hindi pa siya final. Okay? It is final, it is on record that it is already final and unappealable. Okay.
Yeah.
Yung
I think,
siguro
attorney,
last
parang ano naman eh. Kasi, attorney, sorry, singit ko lang. Parang ano naman eh, parang merong admission yata ng final dahil moving no Thursday, nagsabi naman yung isa sa mga lawyers nila that they are willing already to pay the 23 billion. So, parang doon sa kampo, parang meron ng admission na, final and executory na nga to, babayaran na namin yung 23 billion. Paano yung natitira?
May rule, di ba sinabi natin, pwede kang mag-distrain or levy on real property. Ang rule sa tax code, hanggat hindi mo nasasatisfy yung amount. No? And remember, this is 23 billion. So I suppose, meron pang kulang doon sa na-levy na real property. Pwedeng ulit-ulitin ng BIR at ng gobyerno, no? Yung pag-warrant at pag-levy on real property. So ulit-ulitin mo hanggang sa makapagbayad ka ng appropriate tax. Okay. Doon lang sa sinasabi mo na inamin na, no? Inamin na. This has been pending since, I think, the decision was promulgated in 1997. And ilang taon na ngayon? 20, 22, 3, almost 30 years, no? At hindi pa nagbabayad, no? So naungkat, sabi, sana magbayad na, no? But let me again go back to the tax code, no? There is another remedy by the BIR if the taxpayer is not paying. Kung hindi ka nagbabayad, padala ng demand, wala namang reaction sa'yo, okay? Hanggat hindi ka nagbabayad, may karapatan akong ikolekta kung ano ang nararapat na buwis sa gobyerno. That's the thing. And that is in the rules.
Ano yung remedy na yan? Na sinasabi mo, attorney?
They can continue with the levy on real property if they can identify more property, or they can file a criminal case under Section 255 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended. In simple words, ang sinasabi lamang doon sa Section 255 is that the government or the BIR in this particular case, no, can file a criminal case, no, against a taxpayer who does not file a return, who willfully does not file a return, or does not pay the correct amount of tax. So the operative word is willfully, no? So many circumstances should go into that, no, for you to determine whether the taxpayer is willfully doing that or not, no? So let the circumstances, no, speak for themselves. So yun ang titingnan, pwedeng mag-file dyan ng case ang BIR. So that's one of the remedies, no, that the BIR I think has, no, in this particular case.
Hindi po kayo namamalikmata, or you guys aren't imagining, but for the very first time here at the new channel, with the permission of our chief producer, we're doing a live or a replay on live of our episode 5, Till Death Do Us Tax, which we did last week. It's knowing your estate tax responsibility. Dahil ito pa rin po ay hot topic hugging the pages of your Facebook and the news. So what have we learned? Well, thank you very much. No, thank you very much to attorneys Ernie Guevara and Attorney MJ Mamalateo Husay for sharing with us not only their real estate knowledge because they're brokers, but being tax experts because that is their specialization in their law office. So sabi ni Attorney Joy that there is a legal compromise. If you cannot pay for your estate tax dahil financially incapacitated, hindi nyo po kaya, then there's a possibility of talking to BIR to reach a legal compromise. At yung legal compromise po na yan is that you will only pay 10% of the assessed estate tax value. Kung hindi naman, there's also a possibility that you contest yung estate tax assessment ng BIR. And there is a legal compromise of just paying 40% of the assessed value. And then, but kung hindi naman tayo umabot sa compromise, there is also what we call the estate tax amnesty. Yan. Dapat you should be smiling now. If you have not paid your estate tax that is due to your family, no, ano siya, kung meron na assess sa inyo before December 31, 2017, or before the train law was enacted, at malamang rumolyo na ang surcharge, rumolyo na ng interest, then you should get in touch with Guevara Mamalateo Office, Law Office, dahil meron pong tinatawag na tax amnesty. And what's that tax amnesty? Instead of paying that big amount dahil rumolyo na po ang interest and surcharge, you can only pay the 6% amnesty tax on your estate tax. So, and then finally, yung pangatlo is that nakakatakot man, but it is something that we should be wary of, or more like be aware of, na if you continue to disregard the BIR assessment, the notices of payments, that it is possible. Hindi ko lang maalala yung Republic Act that was stated by Attorney Ernie. It is possible that the BIR can file a criminal charge against you. So kung meron po tayong pending estate tax that remains unpaid, please get in touch with your friendly or your family lawyer to assist you with. Okay? So dahil nandyan tayo sa usapan ng mga maiinit, no? Hot topic. What's hot? Robinson's Land Corporation. Robinson's Land Corporation, especially yung offices, because they provide a multitude of opportunities for those looking for comfortable and conveniently located offices. So thank you very much. And also, if you're looking for retail spaces, yung para sa mga shops nyo, or you're also looking to post, meron kayong property ng family that you want to have leased out or to be sold, two options. You can get in touch with King Kong Realty at 0917-803-2552. Or you can also post your listings, your own listings at www.spaceformybiz.com. It's a free marketplace for commercial properties, both for lease and sale here in the Philippines. Finally, ano pa ang hot? Well, bukod sa inyo, it's hot. The politics or elections 2022 is hot. And that's the reason why the new channel, our channel, decided to make a program especially for the elections. And it's called Decide as One. Decide as One is a special program by the new channel to talk to us about the 2022 Philippine elections that's hosted by our co-host, si Mr. Nato Agbayani, pati si Miss Celia Ho. And tomorrow, I am proud to be part of the show. That's every Sunday, 7 p.m., along with attorney and one of our idols, attorney Carlo Ibanez, who is the host of YOLO. Nandyan din, kasama din namin si Miss Heidi Haldon, who is the host of Money and More. Okay, so that's about all the time we have for this Saturday afternoon. But before I close, alam nyo guys, mainit ang eleksyon sa Pilipinas. And it's especially so in the 2022 Philippine elections. I don't need to expound on it, you already know. But ito lang ang parting words ng reality sa inyo. Politicians, the elections will come and go. Pero yung friendships nyo, di ba? Yung family nyo, they won't go. They will last with you forever. So whatever it is that you have differing views in terms of the candidates for your president, your candidates for your senatorial votes, let it be so that you have differing views, but please, diba, understand one another. Let not politics separate your friendship and your family ties. Dahil sila po ang magiging kasama nyo sa panghabang buhay. So please, before you click on your share, check if what you found, if what crossed your page is fake news, then don't spread it. Ang dali naman mag-Google eh. Or if it's lies, don't do it. No? Or if it's even the truth, but it would hurt, have second thoughts about posting it, especially during the Lenten season. Diba? Because what's important is that, yes, we choose our candidates based on their achievements, based on their character, and if there are shared values that you possess with the candidates, then go for it. We will respect you. Pero yung pagsispread natin ng makakasakit, di lang sa mga kandidato, kundi sa ating kapamilya at mga kaibigan, yun ang ating dapat iwasan. And with that, mabuhay ang Pilipinas, and God bless us all. Till next week, see you.